Hi, welcome to the next edition of KebbieG Specialty List. Today we're going to be trying out Gruul Ramp. We got two brand new cards to be featured in this deck today. So first of all, if we have 4 copies of Expedition Map. This just literally came out in Foundations. What a banger of a card. I'm trying to figure out more ways of breaking it. I might actually just play it in Gates too, because that seems like a pretty reasonable include there too. We're also playing 2 copies of Sire 7 Deaths, the brand new Eldrazi from the new set. So that's what we're trying out today. If you like this kind of content, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, hit that notification for future videos. We're on our way to 2,000 subs. Let's get there together. Let's get into this deck list and see the deck in action. So we have 3 Ugins, 4 Calves, 4 Overlord of Hauntwoods. We cut the Gracers for the Expedition maps. We still have the Armadillo. I think it's a pretty reasonable threat. Early game, it gains us 2 life, or 3 life, and gets us our basic. We have 2 Worlds Breakers, 2 Sires, 7 Deaths. Ulamog. Again, this is another one of those decks that if we ever manage to get, Sanctum of Ugin, we're in business. Especially with Sire 7 Deaths, pretty base there. We have 4 Pyroclasms throughout the entire deck. For aggro, we have 4 Glimpse of Core. For ramp, up the Beanstalk, it's a pretty good grindy card, making sure we hit our land drops. And we have 4 Archdruid's Charms as a way to ramp, tutor up any kind of creature we want. Also can be removal for artifacts and enchantments or a threat. Sideboard, though, we have some Damping Spheres as a way to hate on Lotus Field, even though it's not a thing right here. 2 Stone Brains for combo. 2 Hearses as a way to fight graveyards. 3 Tranquil Throwback. It's a nice way to hate on graveyards or enchantments and artifacts. And against aggro, it can gain some life. Normally against aggro, we're going to be cutting our upper end, like our Ulamogs and our World Breakers for them. And for control, we have another Ulamog and an Emrakul. Pretty nice threats to have at the top end. We'll definitely end up trimming back on probably the Sire of 7 Deaths, just because of the fact that it doesn't have an ETB or a cast trigger like these two do. So that's what we're trying out today. Let's see if this deck has what it takes to compete on the arena ladder. Leyline of the Gilpact, huh? So I'm on green. Put that on green. Say go. A little interesting here. Okay, plots. Go. I'm not sure what I want to do here. I don't know if I want to get another Citadel or get a Forest just so I can actually play this untapped. Kiora. And a Trailblazer. So you can untap. Do 7. Cavalier. Why don't you get another Nick those? Nope. Play a 3-drop though, like a troll. Alright. We cracked the map. I guess take a Stomping Grounds. Say go. $11 mana, sure. Skill packed. Okay, I have any untapped to Nick though for this. Nope, gets another Nick those. Sure. Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing stuff. And all I'm going to be doing next turn is playing a Nick those. So sad. Troll. Oddity. Dash. Not hers. Damping Sphere. So I don't know if I want Pyroclasm. It does get the elves. Does that make it arguably better than Up the Beanstalk? 2. Let's just do it. Let's keep the expedition maps and go 2 Up the Beanstalks, something like that. Then on green, let's say go. A Mystic. Castle Garenberg's interesting. Then on green, let's say go. For a map. So next turn, I think I'm going to play it. Set it a little weird, or cast a little weird next turn. Plots. Crack it. Grab a Stomping Grounds. Play a map. Go. He goes ahead and plot, or plays the Trailblazer. You probably play a Cav, sure. So we're gonna play a Cav 2. I don't know how good that's gonna be. Play the Up the Beanstalk. Say go. Troll. Yes, 2 mana left over. If you ever draw the nick those, you get to add 3, 6, 8. That's a lot of elves. So now I'm at the point where I really need to find me a Ugin, but how do I go about this? I can't do much with this Archmage's Charm. I can get, yeah, nothing of worth. Go. Draw. Sure. Draw. So if I tutor, we will grab Creature, I think. I think I can get a Coolmog. Crack the map within it. So 1, 2, 3, 4 should be able to be enough. So eat that and the Trailblazer. Draw. Yep. Storm. Scoop set up. Got game 1 or game 2. I think I just run it back. A ley line. Sure. Play the land. We also play MTGO. I think this turn I need to go for Damping Sphere. Oh, well, you know, we top deck that. Never mind. Go. So that sucks. Oh, there we go. Now we're in business. There's 2 mana. You can untap it. Now we play Damping Sphere, but that does make our castle a little awkward. The weird part is they can't technically play castle yet because it comes into play tapped. So we play map. Say go. So, Cavalier. Sure. Question is, can we win this game? I think it's in a wheelhouse if you might be able to. I'm going to go ahead and just crack this now. Just because I want to just kind of skim through this. If we die, we die, but... I think we just grab a utility land like Seishu, just in case. So the question is, can he beat me this turn? Or within a 2-turn radius, right? So I might have to do... If I play this, that produces 7. Can't. There's no way I could do it where I can cast a creature and then play a Damping Sphere post it. Okay. You have another Kiora? Oddity. You only have 4 mana left over. Okay, here's another Nick those. Pretty sure that's just GG's. Alright, 0-1. Let's get into the next. I am now offering Patreon and Locals content exclusive. It includes sideboard guides, budget guides, exclusive videos, as well as other types of content. If you want to check out the link, it's in the description. Now, let's get back into the video. Alright, I made some adjustments. Let's see how this pans out. So, I brought in 2 Grazers. And I trimmed back on 1 expedition map. And I trimmed back on a armadillo. Play a Overlord. Go. The next turn we should play a Cav. So I think that's going to make this a little bit better in general. Cavalier. So I think in this current board state, I could go with the Forest, which allows me to get back a World Breaker. I think I want to go with a Castle Garenbrig. There you go. Now you might play land and you know, so discard 2. Yeah, go blank. So that's pretty good for him. Thin our deck a little bit. Hit you for 5. There you go. See what he does now. Like another Waste Knot. Another land. That's not very helpful. Attempt to hit you for another 5. Alright, get rid of Grazer. Hit ya. Go. Now we got 11 points of damage. Liliana the Veil. Sure.
Get in my way, tend to regret it.
I think it's the Overlord.
Off you go.
Hit ya. If he kills my Cavalier, I get back Overlord. Oh. Well, that backfired.
I'm tired
Where?
of secrets.
Go. So I can take care of Liliana, but then again he has a demolition field. So that's not very helpful actually.
You won't be outsmarting me.
Let's go ahead and make him use it. Thin my deck more. There you go. So I need to find something quick here. Sure, draws. I mean, I have a lot of top decks that are really just oppressive here. I could easily cast it, even a Ugin. That's kind of the best draw, actually. Ugin would be insane here. One time, please.
Don't overthink things.
Ridiculous. Go. These lands are killing me. Sure, discard a card.
We all have things
Take
we'd rather
4.
not
Take
forget.
2 on our upkeep. Eventually we'll draw something. Okay. Play Overlord of the Hauntwood. Say go. Better Triumph. Sure. Desperately draws. Gains a life. Please, come on. Give me a card here, please. Okay. That's not what I want anyway, so that's good. Please give me an Ugin. One time.
You won't be outsmarting me.
So we go to 2. And we dash. Let's go ahead and take ourselves out. That's fine. Well, that really stinks. Like, we were literally 1 card away from... Or 1 card potentially stabilizing, but we just didn't draw it. So somehow we're facing this deck, which I have not seen in ages. I think that's all I want. Go down the Armadillo and a map, maybe? I think up the Beanstalk is pretty decent here. We could cut the Grazers, but I don't like that, I think. I land in a map, say go. Go. Bank Buster. I think I grab a castle here. Go. Waste not. Sure. Grab a land. We'll grab our namesake P, Sunken Citadel on green. Tap land. I could pop Banky. Well, I think I'm gonna get rid of the waste not. Go. Pop my castle. Let's grab a mountain, I think. It's harder to actually get that off of our ramp spells. So, speak of the devil, there it is. Okay. Go a little more ramping. Go to combat. Shove in there for 3. Edict me. That's fine. Say go. We have 7 lands. Sanitarium, huh? We will grab, I think, Arch. Get rid of another charm. Draw a card. So now we get to just Ugin. Actually, that might be a little bit better. Get rid of the land. Bankbuster. Because Ugin just gets rid of the waste knot. Oh, come on. Really? You gotta Edict too? Torpor. Sure. That's a thing. But it's important to do it. I could draw a card. Go. Now Edict doesn't work now. You need double Edict. Oh. Well. He just draws every possible top deck to get him out of this. Draw a card. Up the beanstalk. Draw. Tap land. Smack. Say go. So now I get to draw a card on its end step, potentially. I definitely don't want to do it on my turn, so it's going to basically tap me out. Liliana. Sure.
This fight finished before grudge. I've always hated crowds.
Draw another card. Come on with these things. Alright, decline. The sackflower grazer. Go. That's where we're at in Magic, huh? We're on sack fodder grazer. Alright, draw the card. So I should still have one more Ugin left. I have World Breaker left, which is pretty nice. Did he already activate the Lily? I don't remember. Nope. Super annoying. Alright, Overlord. Draw. Throw back. And ship the turret. By Grazer. You have a removal. For either one of the two. Actually, he has a removal because of Liliana. It's not Dej, right? Better Triumph. Sure. Land. Edict me. And that's fine too. Dak, come on. One time. Give me a good card here. This is absolutely insane. I just don't get it. Sure. Go. So I have 44% chance of drawing a land. And one more glimpse and one more grazer and one more map. The map actually has relevance, right? I actually could blow up, you know, Waste Not or something there. Because I get a Beseiju. So it actually has more value. That's a great synergy. So now I need something with a... I need a Ugin. Or a World Breaker. Come on with this stuff, man. Okay. So, we still have Grazer, which is the dead card. And... you get some mana back, that's fine. It's one less land. Even if it was my best land remaining, I'd rather just not have it. I really need a Ugin. I have one Ugin in the deck.
We all have things we'd rather.
Please give me a Ugin. Okay. I don't know if that's gonna matter though. Let's get rid of the Waste Not. We draw, we take 2. I guess we're just Dej. Sure, just did not draw that Ugin. 0-2, let's get into the next. Through PayPal, I'm offering for $20 play your deck through League. I also give you an article about how to improve the list, and as well as some sideboard guides in very particular matchups. If you want to check out the link, it's in the description. Now, let's get back into the video. Land, go. See what he has. Steam Vents. Alright. Like Glimpse. Plant, go. So you have an opt or consider, probably. Yeah. Pyroclasm's not very good. I do think this is actually a pretty good hand against something like Phoenix. Assuming we keep curving out with lands. If we fizzle even probably a turn, we probably end up losing this. Okay. That's not too bad. Do another glimpse. Tap land. Go. Now we have Cav next turn, which should probably help steal this out. Because once we get to Sire and we get to Ugin, we just kind of win. Especially get something like Phoenix, where Ugin's kind of a death sentence, so kind of like it. Opponent just milled a little bit. He's not exactly at the point where he could actually treasure cruise yet. Ops. Okay. Island. Like Cav. Don't whiff, please. Lincoln Citadel. I'm green. Go. So we do need to eventually get a Carpluchan Forest for this World Breaker. That's the main reason why we're playing the card in general. Otherwise, it wouldn't have mattered. And we probably would play the Surveil land. But then again, we don't need that many tap lands, right? We already played 4 copies of Citadel, which is just kind of horrendous. I don't think there's a world where I'm ever going to need an Expedition map for a Beseiju in this matchup. So I might just end up getting another Sentinel just to make sure we could just... Actually, a Castle. Seems like the most logical choice. Brazen Borrower. Opponent is thinking pretty hard about this one. And just keep in mind, there was actually a first match that didn't show just because I kind of annihilated a Transmogrify or a Creativity player. He got mad. Game 2. So he scooped. Once we went into Game 3. It's kind of weird. Cavalier. Please give me a castle one time. Or, yes, Carpluchan Forest it is. Aha. The land we never wanted, but secretly wanted. Play the Expedition map. Say go. So next turn we could definitely crack the map, grab a castle, and proceed to go off from there. Opponent has 5 cards in the yard. So he's close to being able to do a treasure map. Okay, so this tells me he has double removal. And that's acceptable, right? I guess, does he have a Phoenix in the yard? No. So the question here is, do I want to put anything back on top of my library? I could put back World Breaker. I mean, that is definitely a possibility, right? I mean, it's a decent card. It gets rid of an artist talent. And I'm pretty sure I can Expedition map. Yeah, and then go ahead and lead into it. So that's probably correct. So he needs to get rid of my map. It's like he's going for a treasure cruise. The question is, does he have a no Phoenix in hand? So I do think this is actually a pretty reasonable turn. I don't think Sire's one I want to go with first, even though it's probably pretty devastating. Considering the fact that it has reach. The opponent is desperately trying to find something. He scoops it up. There's not much he could do there. So against this matchup, we have Hearse. And we have potentially Damping Spheres. And actually Throwback as well. Cut the Grazers. Cut the Maps. Cut the Pyroclasm. Cut the Spine. I think that's okay. We'll become a little bit more dependent on actually drawing lands naturally. Is that a problem? I trust my deck. Not like that. Okay, now go. Alright, so we definitely should be able to potentially win this one. So our turns look like... Oh my gosh, now Throwback. Okay, that's a little interesting. We get to glimpse into Arc Druid's Charm to potentially something a lot more better than that. Activate abilities of creatures. I don't know if this counts for activating abilities of creatures. The enters a fact. opt. Is he trying to go for a turn? Trying to get him back this turn? Because if he doesn't, he kind of set himself up here. Because this frill back can do some serious work if I have to do it. I think I do. Why didn't it make me tap my... like that? Why did I have to take point of damage there? Go. Which is still fine, right? I could glimpse the core plus charm now. At this point, once I get this Ulamog down, it's kind of over. Question is, do I care about taking another point of damage or not? Because it's essentially 4 green pips. If I play this Arch. Alright, glimpse. Go. Actually hit it and said go. Picklock Prankster. That works. No Phoenix, that's good. Picks up a Lightning Axe. I mean, that's fine. I suppose. So at this point here, I think it's smart to try to do this. And I'll try to get this Ulamog down, I think. Prankster. Profit. Profs, I should say. Archdruid's Charm. Do you have a Spell Pierce? No. We'll grab ourselves a Citadel on green. So now he gets to boost that, and my throwback is a little awkward now. Huh. Why Ugin? Is that good? Would he counter that? I would do it X2. Does it resolve? Okay. Scoops it up. 1 and 2. Let's get into the wrap up. So what do we want to speak about this deck overall? I think we went 2 and 2 in actual matches. Even though, like I said, he scooped game 3. I didn't feature the match just because of the fact that he scooped. So I mean, it is what it is. But I do feel like that was a pretty good matchup. Waste Not is a weird deck. I feel like it's a pretty solid matchup as well. We just did not top deck very good. So take that for what you will. But I do think this deck is actually pretty reasonable. Into that matchup, we have a pretty good shot at just over destroying them when it comes to our top end, which is typically we go over the top of black base strategies normally. So it does, unless they get the lock assembled, it's pretty reasonable. Especially with 4 copies of the Beanstalk in the main, it's much easier to deal with their deck. But overall, like the 2-2 is not a terrible record for a ramp deck. It is a little awkward that we faced our arch nemesis when it comes to the other ramp deck in the format, which is Mono Green Devotion, which they're less consistent than we are, but we have a very consistent way of ramping. They have a very unreliable source, but once they can just go over the top if they assemble it. So we did manage losing that one, but I mean, next those could do a lot of work. So let me know down in the comment section what you guys thought about this list. Where do you guys think Expedition map will shine the most besides Blue White Lotus Field or Bant Lotus Field? I think those are the 2 main key pieces, right? Just because of the fact that you don't really want to run that much green. So Ancient Stirrings was always kind of awkward in those decks. in it, so it'd be kind of nice to have an expedition map that gets your Lotus Field like that. You could also argue maybe I should be playing a Thespian Stage as a way to copy the Citadel, and it does ETB untapped, so it doesn't off my curve too much, but it is a colorless land, and you can only have so many of those when it comes to Archdruid's Charm, so there's a lot of trade-offs in this deck. Like I said, I want to know what you think about this deck in the comment section. What cards would you have considered? And until next time, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Shout out to all my supporters, and if you want to see any other content from me, check out either one of these two videos and playlist. And I'll talk to you soon.